win for the New York Rangers. Make that 6 in a row. Make that 10 out of their last 11. Make that 8 straight at home. Make that 16-4-3, which is the second highest points percentage in the National Hockey League, only behind the Florida Panthers, who are 17-4-3, and the Rangers head-to-head beat them. Point is that maybe the Rangers are one of the best teams in the league. I mean, again, we're only 23 games through the season, but you like what you see. I mean, I think, again, the first 10 games of the year, not great. 10 games of the season, I should say. They were winning. Maybe they didn't deserve it. Lately, they look like a winning team. And it's not just because they're getting wins, it's the way they're doing it. And they have become very good at protecting leads. I believe they are now, it's either 8-0-2 or 9-0-2 when leading going into the third period. And I brought that set up before. But really, this was an impressive win, not in the fact of the opponent, but just, second game of a back-to-back against a fresher Blackhawk team. And Igor Shesterkin was out, as expected. So Shesterkin was officially placed on the injured reserve list, which means that he will be out at least a week. Meaning, obviously, he did not play this Blackhawk game, and he will be out for that back-to-back against Chicago and Colorado. And so maybe he's back for that Buffalo game next Friday. My suspicion is that he probably would not be. And I would think the earliest you see Shesterkin again might be that next Sunday home against Nashville. So I think you're going to see Georgiev probably, if you include this Blackhawk game, probably for the next 3 to 4 games at least. Adam Huska was recalled from Hartford, so he served as the backup goalie. But Georgiev in this one did a good job. He actually did. Was there some luck involved? Yes, there was definitely some posts. But still, the fact of the matter is the 2 goals that the Blackhawks scored, you could easily argue that neither of them should have counted. The first one I have less of an issue with, to be honest. I think that one I understood why it counted. The second goal, the last goal of the game for the Blackhawks, I have no idea how that goal was overturned. Made zero sense. So Georgiev was able to help the Rangers get a win. Gets 25 saves, only gives up 2 goals. So you got to feel good about that. The fact that he, and now he'll face the Blackhawks again. Maybe the confidence is growing for Georgiev. But really, for this game, it was all about Artemi Panarin. Facing his former team, Panarin was the story. 3-point night, goal and 2 assists for Panarin. He's just simply been an absolute beast lately. And now Panarin, just as he normally does, 26 points in 23 games, and he wasn't really doing that well at all to start. If you remember, it was really Panarin and Zibanejad, who are 2 players. It's like, what are these guys doing? Well, Panarin is back into peak Breadman form. Like I said, he is, and you know what? It's probably going to be better than 26 points, 23 games, on a point per game basis. That's how good he is. But he absolutely was a beast. That line, Ryan Strome scores again. Ryan Strome gets 3 points. And again, a lot of that is Panarin, but I think we have to be fair here. You got to give Strome credit. So now Strome, 5 goals, 12 assists. 5 goals, 13 assists on the season. So 18 points. And he missed some time. So he actually has 18 points in 19 games. So I again, Strome and Panarin really do have great chemistry. You can't underestimate that. Whereas if Zibanejad played with Panarin, especially with the way that Zibanejad is playing right now, I don't know if that would work as effectively. Not to mention, Dryden Hunt has been a really good third piece on that line. He really has been. Dryden Hunt doesn't end up on the score sheet tonight, but he's been just extremely effective for a guy that really wasn't expected to make the team. And now he's playing with Panarin and Strome. That was a very good under-the-radar signing by Chris Drury. I also feel like Alexis Lafreniere, he deserves some credit. Lafreniere, you can see his game improving, right? That's the thing. Where for large stretches of the season, he was unnoticeable, really didn't look good at all. Lately, again, the confidence is growing with him too. And that Heat line, it gets a lot of chances, but they just cannot score goals. They can't. I mean, I'd say Hedl and Gauthier, both of them, it's just they have trouble scoring goals for whatever the reason. So I think if Lafreniere had been playing with players that were more apt to score, he probably would have more points. I think the assists would be there more for him. But, give him credit. But also on the blue line, Adam Fox was really good in this one too. He gets a goal and an assist. He continues to just be the best defenseman in the NHL. Right now he is. He has the most points. He's not really necessarily amazing in one thing, although I guess I'd say like hockey IQ. He's amazing in that sense, but like physical skills, he's not amazing in any one thing. He's just very good at a lot of things. So Fox, Jacob Trouba, who got an assist tonight, Jacob Trouba, he's playing his best hockey as a Ranger. I've said it, and that's a guy who's logging major minutes. He's a force defensively, and he looks just a little bit more. He looks more smooth offensively too. So Rangers in this one, it was not a great first period for them. Make no mistake about it. And also, Kevin Lankinen was in goal for the Blackhawks. I thought that maybe it was going to be Marc-Andre Fleury, but I guess it'll be Marc-Andre Fleury versus the Islanders as the Blackhawks play the Islanders the next night. And so, but I still, with that being said, not knowing the Blackhawks schedule, I would assume that it'll be Fleury versus the Islanders and then Fleury versus the Rangers in Chicago. So, but in this one, it was really a slow start. The first period was not really a particularly good one for the Rangers, and not many scoring chances for both teams. And at the end, it's a goal for Patrick Kane as he scores with less than 23 seconds left in the period. Kane scores on a goal where Brandon Hagel, he appeared to potentially it was a high stick that then went off Georgiev, and then Georgiev couldn't track it. He had no idea where it was, unfortunately, and Kane puts it in very easily. And Gallant challenges it, and it's an unsuccessful one, and thus the Rangers had to kill off. Ironically, that was the one Ranger penalty. So good job of the Rangers not taking any real penalties. And thank God they were able to kill it off. But yeah, not a great challenge by Gallant. And I guess it depends on your interpretation of the rule. But that one, while questionable, I kind of understood why it was a good goal, unfortunate as it may have been. And the Blackhawks take a 1-0 lead. But the Rangers in the second period really turned it up. And it was that Hedl line that draws the penalty. It was a Philip Hedl double minor penalty on the Blackhawks as Hedl was high-sticked. And what do you know? Just as he did the previous game, power play goal for Ryan Strome. Beautiful assist by Panarin as the Blackhawks really had no idea if he was going to shoot it, where he was going to go. He finds Strome all alone, and Strome buries it. Fox also gets an assist. The Rangers tied up right there. Then, later in the second, it would be a goal with 2:35 left in the period. Adam Fox. Fox scores a goal, his fifth of the season, really just cashing in kind of on a rebound in front, where Panarin takes the shot. Strome had an assist. So again, that line was absolutely magnificent with Strome, Panarin, and Hunt. Fox scores there as Hunt was providing some traffic in front. And that gives the Rangers a 2-1 lead. And we know when the Rangers take a lead going to third, they're usually going to be in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, the Rangers had a couple of unsuccessful power plays as Keandre Miller drew a slashing penalty. They didn't score. Artemi Panarin was tripped. They didn't score. But with a little over 5 minutes left in the game, Panarin scores his seventh of the season from Strome and Trouba as Panarin just buries the puck. I mean, it was really kind of a fun shift where the Rangers eventually cash in. And Strome was all over the ice, and Panarin open net and scores. And so that was a really big goal. And at that point, you're thinking, all right, they should be able to lock this down. But it got a little bit interesting as with a minute and 19 left, Alex DeBrincat scores. And the call on the ice originally was no goal. So it's a shot by DeBrincat, and I forget who was I think it was Nemeth that pushed that either pushed a Blackhawk into Georgiev, or it was the Blackhawk himself, it might have been. I forget which forward it was. Point is that once this forward makes contact with Georgiev, the puck then slides, past the line. And the original contest was no goal. Like, that was clear goal interference, or like the play should have been dead. I don't know how that was a good goal. Like, it's one thing if you called good goal originally and you stick with it, but to overturn it to goal made no sense. But the Rangers, with that 3-2 lead, are able to close it out. They get the job done. And again, this is with Mika Zibanejad playing absolutely terrible hockey. I mean, he's off. His timing's off. He looks like complete shit. But yet the Rangers continue to win games. So I think you got to take that as a good sign, that one of your best players has really been bad. And yet the Rangers just keep on winning. Like I said, improving to 16-4-3. It's been fun to watch. Gallant deserves a lot of credit. I mean, this is a coach that he's had success previously. And it's very weird as to why he has been fired. Maybe he's the type of coach that has a short shelf life, but we saw it with Vegas in year one, an expansion team took them to the final. So there's reason for hope for the Rangers. And yeah, so now next is a game with the Chicago Blackhawks, who of course they just beat, and then they go home to face the Colorado Avalanche. So that'll be a tough back-to-back. You feel good about the Chicago game only because they just, will have played the Islanders after playing the Rangers, so they might be a little bit more tired than the Rangers would be, but I'm sure they'll want to exact revenge after this loss. But I think that Colorado game with Georgiev, that could be a little bit dangerous. That'll be a really good test for the Rangers. But either way, the Rangers just continue to win. And yeah, 6 in a row, 10 out of 11, 8 straight at home. And really, you have every reason to be happy as a Ranger fan.